Good morning. Thank you for watching. Another beautiful Lord's Day. Man, we got a lot of pretty colors out here to look at. The Lord's blessed us with a beautiful world this time of year. We'll get on to our sick list. We got Lisa Simons, Nikki Alonso, Brenda Elkins, Kathy Blair, Daphne Anderson. Daphne's had a pretty bad week this past week. Please keep her in your prayers. She's really struggling right now. Ken Jones, Mary Mason, Hillary Davenport, Jimmy Mingle, Terry Parham, Benny Blair. We need to keep him in our prayers also. Benny's been pretty sick. Kathy Smith, Alice Davis, Eddie Nichols, Corey Davenport, Miss Faye Ferguson. I heard she got some bad news this week. We need to pray for her and her husband John. He's having some issues too. Carolyn Zay, and we need to send sympathy to the family of Eli Harvey, and also a friend of mine, Walt Roberts. His wife passed away Friday night, and please keep him in your prayers. This morning we're going to be talking a little bit about saying bad things about people. And guess what? Today, I'm preaching on myself, which most of the time I'm preaching on myself anyway. But today, for sure, I heard a guy talking the other day, and I hadn't really realized what I had been doing, and it was like kind of hit me like a hammer in the head, and it's talking about people, and it's like I'm really bad about our politicians, and when I'm sitting there watching my TV news and I get upset because the way our politics are going, I have the tendency to call people idiots, and that's not a good thing. I think I did it again this morning. Before I did it, I didn't even think about it before I did it. But when you do that, that devalues that person, and that person was made in God's image. And, we might not always act the way that we need to, but when it all boils down, that person was made in God's image, and we need to respect that. We need to be careful about when we talk about people and we call them idiots. Maybe it's that, if we were in their spot, would we be doing any better than they are? Maybe and maybe not. But we don't need to do that because, like I said, it devalues that person. And we'll get started right here a little bit, and it says, perhaps you remember the little line, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. When you were in elementary school, that's the first time I ever heard that, and but sometimes people react differently to that. Sometimes people will remember that the rest of their life. You can say something bad to somebody and they'll remember that forever, and that's a bad thing. Don't do that. And so we're talking about you might call this slander. Slander occurs when someone shares something about someone else that's not factual or perhaps partly true, but results in damaging an individual's reputation. When I think about that, if we get at work sometimes and we're in there talking and we're talking about who the idiot is for today, what goes on what we've seen on the news. But whenever I'm sitting there talking about somebody, and I'm talking about politicians. I try not to do that with folks that I know or folks that I work with or somebody like that. I don't talk about people like that. And we need to watch about doing that. We need to watch because whenever I'm talking about somebody, if I say something about that person to another person, well, see, that person that I'm talking to may take that and even go further with it. And, I've damaged the person I'm talking about to this next person. And that person may not even know them. And I might be wrong about what I'm saying. The fruit of slander is that it damages the perception of another individual in the mind of one or more people. Sometimes slander is obvious, and at other times it flies beneath the surface and is not easily detected. Sometimes the heart of one person is not pure, and due to jealousy, one friend slanders another person to keep their close friends from becoming close to the person being slandered. The ungodly competition factor among groups of friends precipitates the sin of slander, which often hinders the growth of friendships. This can be true among co-workers, high school folks, as well as the church folks, whatever kind of group that you're with. The end result of slander is the devaluation of the person in the eyes of others. And that's not what we need to do. We don't need to devalue somebody because we don't know all there is to know about that person. We got to be careful about doing that. And I got a few verses that really good about talking bad about other folks. We're looking at Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such that is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that may give grace to those who hear. And in Titus 3, verse 2, to speak evil of no one, to avoid quarreling, to be gentle, and to show perfect courtesy toward all people. In Psalms 34:12 through 16, what man is there who desires life and loves many days that he may see good? Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking deceit. Turn away from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are toward the righteous, and his ears toward their cry. The face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to cut off the memory of those from the earth. And in Matthew 1 through 5, judge not that you be not judged. For what the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged, and with the measure you use it will be measured to you. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, take out the speck of your eye, when there is a log in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take out the log in your own eye, then you can clearly see to take out the speck in your brother's eye. And James 1:26, if anyone thinks he's religious and does not bridle his tongue, but deceives his heart, the person's religion is worthless. So that tells us if we ain't got our tongue in control, we're not any good. So having a tongue that gets away from you is not good, and I'm one of them. I'm preaching on myself here today. I'm going to try to do better. I hope y'all pray for me, and I'll pray for you, and maybe we can start doing better for our world that we live in. When we want to call somebody an idiot, maybe we just need to back up and think, well, maybe that person is just not doing things the way I would, and leave it at that, But I've got to get that under control, and I hope you can too. Well, that's the end of my lesson for today. I hope it does some good, and you get something out of this. I'd advise you to get out and enjoy this beautiful world that we're living in, the beautiful colors right now. It's a wonderful time of year. I love this time of year. Thank you for watching. Please keep our servicemen in your prayers, and our first responders. I've heard about some police officers getting killed this week or this past week. That's terrible, man. We got to respect our law and stuff. and keep your first responders in your prayers, and doctors and nurses that keep us well. Thank you very much. God bless. See you next time.